Hey everybody, this is Perch. Question I got here: do you think publishers, big or small, should start offering bundle deals? Basically, subscribe not to a title or two, but subscribe to all the Avengers titles, or all the Spider-Man titles, or all the X-Men titles, or all the Batman books. Jesus, if you're subscribing to all the Batman books, you're subscribing to DC. The milk continues. Do you think this would be a good way, particularly for up and coming books and indies, to say, hey, we curate a particular style, like AWA does. We have a shared universe and we have a particular tone and theme. So we're going to make it really easy for you to pay us, $1 amount and just get everything we make. What do you think? Well, I think it's a good idea. I think it's an idea that's been tried before and has been successful. And I guess the real question mark is, why aren't more people doing it now? Particularly if you are Aftershock or Vault or Mad Cave or a company like that, Ahoy. I think you'd be nuts not to offer something like this. If you're putting out like 2 books a week, you should be able to. And what you're trying to do for your business to keep it stable is that you're trying to get kind of dedicated buyers or people who are, you can count on as a floor to your business. And so if you start offering a subscription service in this way to say, I'm going to pay $12 a month and I'm going to get all the books, 6 books. And maybe as a result, you give people a pretty steep discount. You give, rather than selling full cover, you get like a 30% discount because you're just buying everything and you're signing up for the year. Here's the crazy part. You would have to do this pre-Diamond. There's nothing in the Diamond agreement that is exclusive in this way. You could do it if you were a publisher. It's just the same way that a lot of publishers do stuff through Loot Crate and everything else. And there's tons of subscription services out there today that will manage this for you. That's kind of the crazy part is, as a publisher, especially a small publisher, you could stand this up with very, very little effort. It would be barely an inconvenience, as they say. It's if you go to Amazon right now, there's a bunch of subscription services for all kinds of things, from homemade jewelry to I'm thinking this way because I just got some for my daughters. But there's Lego kits, there's doll clothes, there's science kits. There's all kinds of different monthly subscription boxes, and many of them are nothing more than a subscription that is managed through Amazon. I mean, here's the weirdest part. All the hard parts of this logistically have been solved by other people. So if you're a small publisher, you can fit right in with almost no effort. Amazon manages the payments. And the thing that we've learned for subscriptions and subscription boxes is almost always people stay on them longer than they intend. Meaning they kind of out of sight, out of mind, they forget that they are subscribed. And so things renew and they keep going. And it's even though it's a cancel anytime, a lot of people don't because they forget to cancel. And this is common. That's why a lot of these subscription services are booming right now. Particularly in this last year of the pandemic, it would have been a brilliant time to get something like this going. But I think it would be harder for big companies like Marvel and DC. So, once again, if you're a smaller company, this is just genius for you. Let somebody else take care of the money and the collection and the subscription, all the rest. The fees they take out are insignificant. In terms of the delivery and fulfillment, you don't even need to be a rocket scientist to do this. If you go to Amazon, you type in subscription services, I think it's even a category, you can see several of them. And if you click on the company name that's fulfilling it, there's often a link to like how you can sign up with them so they'll fulfill things you make. Like it could not be easier for you to do this. So you do owe it to yourself to give it a try because it's another way to get in going with your business. Now, the crazy part is, I think, again, this is smart on every level. If you're a company like, say, Vault or Mad Cave, and you put out 4 to 6 books a month, chances are very few people are buying all the books you make. But if you have a subscription service where it's like one flat fee, you get a healthy discount on the comics by doing it this way, and you get to have everything. You're going to turn people into collectors. You're going to turn people who would not have given the book a shot into people who are going to hunt down future issues because they don't want to break their runs. It plays into a mentality that you get to profit off of. So it's a great idea. If you're a small company that has a genre-based kind of content, maybe it's more horror-based or more alternative-based or whatever it happens to be, you could market it that way. It's a very easy and smart way to do it. For that matter, you could take the idea a little bit further. If you're a comic shop and you've got a ton of back issue stock, you could do something like a box of comics, and it's literally a subscription service where you throw 20 random back issues into a box and you send it out every month. And people can kind of check off if they want mostly indies, mostly Marvel, mostly DC. Here's another way, especially if you find yourself, as companies do, with huge boxes or storage units full of back issues. This is a fine way to get some of that stuff gone. There is something magical that people like about receiving a blind box, opening it up, and there's just fun stuff inside. Even if it's not exactly what they want, there is a market for this. It's not a market I completely understand myself. As a consumer, I would want to see what I'm buying. I don't get it completely. However, you cannot deny that from a business perspective, it's doing really well right now. There's a lot of excitement and there's a lot of money being made in this business for all kinds of useless crap. Sorry. And comics are not useless crap, so it'd be even better. But I think it's a good idea. I think that's one of the ways that over the next 10 years, comic publishers, particularly smaller ones, comic stores, others, they need to start thinking a little bit differently about the business. They need to start thinking about ways that they can get more comics into more hands faster, the way that they can get more people looking at their entire lineup, not just one or two titles. I think one of the traps that a lot of indie companies fall into is they get a more known named author, writer, or artist. They get on the book, and that book does better because they have somebody who readers know, but they do a very poor job of cross-selling the other books. Even when they put previews or little ads in the comic for other titles, that's proven to be largely ineffective. It's not working. I mean, Image has been doing the kind of preview of a story inside the book, and the results are mixed at best. You do not see them correlate to good numbers for the series. Sometimes you do, not often you do. I'd be really curious to hear from Eric Stevenson if he has a different opinion on that. But I've noticed the books that they promote. You look at the sales over the next couple months, and it doesn't really seem to make much of a difference in terms of what they're doing. So this is an interesting way to go about it. I also like as for the consumer, for the customer who's getting this, I like this idea that it basically goes along the lines of, hey, if you show us more commitment, meaning if you subscribe for a longer length of time, if you invest more with us, then we'll give you discounts. If you show that you're going to be on this title for a year, we'll give you more free content. We'll help. I think that there's a nice connection there to say, show more commitment, show more investment, we'll show you more discounts, and that can be one way we start to break down some of this cost. I like the idea. I think it's a way for small publishers to also get more of a control over who their customers are. They bring it in a little bit closer than just shipping stuff off to Diamond, and then the Diamond sends them off to shops, and you don't really ever know your customer. This is a way to kind of bring that closer to you, so be healthy. So if you're a small company, I mean, seriously, if you're listening to this, drop me a line. But if you don't need my help, you can. It's funny. All the work is done for you. Head off to Amazon, check out the subscription services, look at some of the companies there. Fulfillment companies there are seemingly endless fulfillment companies that will handle this for you. And yeah, everybody's going to be taking a cut out of this, but altogether, it's going to be a smaller cut than what you're giving Diamond anyway. So it's worth at least checking out and seeing if it can be a part of a business for you. Even if it's small at first, the subtle little change that it's doing to the marketplace, I think is overall healthy, and you get some nice long-standing customers. But question out to you. As a customer, would you be up for something like that? If you were presented with this as an offer, and again, I don't expect a lot of you to say, yeah, me. I do expect it to be relatively small. But here's the thing, if it's relatively trouble-free, you don't need a lot of people to make this work. You just need a couple. And so, it's worth trying. But let me know in the comments below if this is something that would interest you, what you think of the idea. I like the question. I think it's intriguing. As always, like and subscribe, of course, and thanks for listening.